want a remake of a Goofy movie with black people. Thank you very much. Samuel L. Jackson is going to be Goofy. Let's go. Let's get Michael B. Jordan as Max Goof. Zendaya will be Roxanne, okay? We'll get Brian Tyree Henry as Pete. Let's do it. All right. Disney's like, my God. It's brilliant. Like, it's just you're running with the pen and it's just flames coming out. See, I'm not against remakes. Jeff. Casting 30 and 40-year-olds play teenagers. Hey, man, there's a long, rich tradition of doing that in film and television streaming. So we weren't the first, but we will be the first to make the live-action remake of a Goofy movie with an all-black cast. All right, my friends, let's go ahead and move on to my review for How to Train Your Dragon. So, recently just rewatched the original film, which came out 15 years ago, chat. And I don't think I need to tell you this, but the original How to Train Your Dragon is really good. It's an excellent animated film. Features a fantastic story, great characters. Essentially, it's a boy and his dog, except the dog's a dragon, chat. The animation holds up really well to this day. Great voice acting across the board. And just rewatching just all the emotion with those characters between Hiccup and Toothless. It's just such a wonderful relationship. And of course you have the fantastic score. Obviously, some of the best music you could really make a good argument. It's one of the best scores of the 2010s. Absolutely beautiful. And of course, it led to a huge franchise. You had 2 sequels, How to Train Your Dragon 2 and 3, which made a lot of money, of course, beloved by a lot of people. You've had so many other, TV streaming spin-offs, like a sequel series, a prequel series, an in-between series, chat. You got a series for babies. You got a series for kindergartners. You got, a series that takes place in the future that follows the great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandson of Toothless, and he meets some other. It's crazy. It's huge. I didn't know about some of this stuff until recently, right? So it's a very successful film franchise, beloved by millions, tens of millions of people. And DreamWorks is like, we gotta suck as much money from those motherfuckers as we possibly can, because those kids that saw those movies, they're breeding, and they're having kids too, okay? And maybe they'll show their kids those movies, right? But we just don't want them to show those movies to them. We also have to do remakes. We got to do a live-action remake, because that's the thing. Disney's been doing that for the past 10 goddamn years. And aside from a couple of good ones like, Jungle Book and Cinderella, most of them have been mediocre or absolute fucking trash. And DreamWorks is like, we can make some fucking trash too. We can absolutely do that. So let's remake one of our most popular films in our filmography. And that movie is How to Train Your Dragon, chat. And as soon as this was announced, I think everyone, including myself, I think most sensible people went, oh no. Oh no, because, listen, Disney, they've been, releasing so many of these live-action remakes for the last, 10 years to, mixed results, certainly critically. Some have made a lot of money. Some have been huge box office failures and flops. There's no question about that. Even this year, Snow White, a huge flop. Lilo and Stitch made a shit ton of money, though. But, and as soon as it was announced that DreamWorks was going to do this movie, it was just like, because now they're just going to go through their entire catalog and do the same thing again. It's like, okay. But, despite my obvious disdain that's on full display, perhaps they could do a really good job. Perhaps they can do a new kind of twist on, a new spin on it, make it stand out, make it maybe stand side by side to the original and say, hey, we're going to take a lot of the stuff that people loved about that, but we're going to do our own twist on it. No, it's, for the most part, this movie is mostly a shot-for-shot, soulless remake that attempts to replicate the original, in my opinion, but comes up short because of the fact it's a shot-for-shot remake. and that is what also makes the movie for me, is just so incredibly dull for so many long parts of it. It's because it's doing really nothing new. You know, everything it's doing, it's like, I've seen this before, except it's just not as good. Now, that's not to say every single thing is the same in this movie, chat. You know, you might be asking yourself, like, Chris, is this like Gus Van Sant's like Psycho when he decided to just do a shot-for-shot remake of that film? And I would say, yeah, for the most part, yeah, similar to that. But then you're probably asking me, well, Chris, where's the scene? What's the equivalent? What's the equivalent in How to Train Your Dragon to the scene of Vince Vaughn vigorously jerking himself off? Where is that masturbation scene in How to Train Your Dragon? Because the movie is 30 minutes longer than the original film. And I'm not telling you that there's like, you know, Vince Vaughn just comes in and just vigorously masturbates at the screen, just at you and your kids for 30 minutes long. He doesn't do that. They don't do that. What they add, the problem is like what they add to the film is just not very good. It just makes the film feel unnecessarily longer. It bloated. And worst of all, and this is getting to the crux of it, the new element, then I'll talk about, you know, the overall film. It just made me resent a lot of the supporting characters in the film, namely the other kids surrounding Hiccup. You know, I mean, again, if you need an explanation what the movie's about, it takes place in a fantasy world, the world of Vikings. Well, not really, because most of them are all Scottish and Irish and English and American and black in some cases, and like one's from New Zealand. But whatever, it's a fantasy world. All right, don't pay attention to this. They're Vikings, goddammit, right? And in this society, they all hunt dragons, except one. There's one kid named Hiccup, played by Mason Thames. Thames or Thames? I don't know, chat. Good old Mason Thames. His name is Hiccup. His full name is Hiccup Horrendous Haddock III. Hell of a name. I'm going to call him Hiccup for short. And he sucks at being the Viking. He's like the worst, all right? He's weak. He's soft. He has emotion, right? He's in touch with his emotions, right? And he has a sense of morality, unlike everyone else surrounding him. But his mind is more. He has a greater mind. He has a knack for inventions and gadgetry. He wants to progress his society, right? Because they all smell bad. No one bathes. It's horrible. And so he creates this thing where he ends up essentially injuring, capturing a Night Fury, which is the most dangerous of all the dragons of this land. And of course, throughout the events of the film, he befriends it. It's boy and his dog, boy and his dragon. He learns to ride that shit. He trains the dragon shit. It's How to Train Your Dragon, right? It's just like the original film, with some differences, with 30 extra minutes of Vince Vaughn masturbation, right? And the Vince Vaughn masturbation equivalent in this movie is a lot of extra scenes with the kids, with the other children, quote unquote, in the movie. And that includes, like, Nico Parker as Astrid, and you also have, like, Gillian Dennison as, like, Fish Legs, like, all those people, right, who are kind of in and out of the first film. And you actually, despite them bullying Hiccup and them not liking him, for whatever reason, the filmmakers, which is the same goddamn filmmaker, one of the two filmmakers who made the first film, Dean Dubois, he comes back to direct this. He said, you know what, we didn't do enough of those other characters, so let's do more of those characters, which is not a bad idea on paper. That's totally fine. The thing that I think made it bad is that he just makes those characters so fucking annoying, and it doesn't help how they're directed, and the material that's written for them is really, really bad. It's just not good whatsoever. It's like, oh, you could have literally stripped that extra 30 minutes out of the movie. And yes, it would have been a shot-for-shot remake of the first film, because most of it is. But it's like, why is this here? Because it's making me actively resent all these characters. And worst of all, like, one of the things I really love about the original film is the relationship, and even the sequels, right? Is the relationship between Hiccup and Astrid. Astrid, she seems to be like the ideal, Viking. She's very serious. She really wants to prove herself, right? But, she has some fascination with Hiccup, although she's a little resentful based on how, like, good suddenly he is at being a Viking, killing dragons or fighting against dragons and stuff. But in the back half of the first film, the original film, you really see their chemistry. You see that spark. And she's just a fun character. Like, when you immediately introduced to her, like, oh, she has a very distinct personality that stands out among everyone else, including the other kids she's always hanging out with. And she's a great foil, something for Hiccup to bounce off of. They have wonderful chemistry. That is not on display here. Like, I am unfamiliar with Nico Parker as an actor. I think the last thing I saw her in was Dumbo, and she was like 5 years old, and so it's like, I don't know how to judge that performance, but she's bad in this movie, and it's just so much of her performance is muted. It's like there's no oomph, there's no emotion behind anything she's really saying in this film, and you're just like, girl, wake up. Like, you're supposed to, you're seeing a dragon, you're supposed to interact with this other kid. Like, there's so many scenes, and having just watched the original film, it's just really apparent, and it really turned me off. And then everything else of the other kids, like, they're just, and listen, yeah, they certainly bullied Hiccup in the original, but there's just a lot more of that in the film. Like, there's a lot more of them just being just a bunch of fucking assholes to him. And I'm like, I don't like any of these people. I don't like any of these characters, including Astrid, who is also more of a bully, who is also, more rude to Hiccup. And and the movie ends with them, all right, we're in a relationship now. It's like, I don't buy that whatsoever. Like, they did nothing that the movie showed me indicated that's the direction that we're going in. It's just like, well, that's what happened in the original, and that's what the script says, so that's what needs to happen. It's like, no, it didn't really earn that. It didn't earn that, and that bothered me. It's so funny because apparently, because I was reading up on this, and just because those moments, the new moments in the film, like, really stood out to me as being particularly bad. And I was like, let me look up the original, like, cast, of course. And of course, you had those original people. You had, like, Jonah Hill and Christopher Mintz-Plasse, of course, and other, recognizable voices too. But I was reading, apparently, Chad, the directors of the film, they wanted to ensure that they took advantage of the improv abilities of their secondary cast, of their supporting cast, particularly the kids, and frequently, like, brought them in to record, like, all their stuff. That's why they have, like, those nice back and forth, like, in the movie, and why it's, like, legitimately funny. And even though those characters can be and are assholes to a degree in the first film, you end up liking them later on. When Hiccup starts training them. And I was like, I was like, oh, that's why. But here, none of these people have any chemistry with each other. And what they're given to do is just not really interesting or enjoyable to watch. It's just, there's such a disconnect between everyone. Particularly the children in the film. It really it turned me off, and it made me resent so much of the supporting cast. Yes, of course, yes. Toothless obviously looks great in the film and is very cool and cute. And the relationship that he has with Hiccup is the heart of the movie. But it's no different, nor better than what we saw in the original 2010 film. It's an exact copy. And while I can admire the work to animate Toothless, which again it takes significant skill, there's no doubt about that, all of it is just soulless. Like, I'm watching this film and they have the score, it's the same composer and swelling, but I'm just throughout it, I just felt nothing. It's a soulless and unnecessary copy of what I've seen before. Literally just 48 hours, less than that, when I rewatched the original film. Also, just some of the green screen. There's some noticeably bad green screen in this movie and CGI. And it's just like, oof, like, those actors are literally like, that is not a fucking horizon. That is not a green valley or a forest behind it. Those are CGI trees. Okay, those are CGI rocks. Like, it doesn't look real. And the thing is, even though the original movie is a 3D animated film, everything's consistent. That's what the world looks like. It's not a moment where, like, no, that took me out of it. It's like, no. Whereas in this movie, there are several big moments where it's like, oh, look how beautiful this world is. It's like, that's not real, though. It doesn't feel like real at all. And yeah, it's just, the green screen and some of the CGI is just bad. And as I said at the top, it's a longer, bloated copy of a superior film that came out 15 years ago. Just because that original movie is 15 years old, like, doesn't mean it's lesser now. Like, there's like this weird, I've noticed it from critics and audiences, but also a lot of people in the critic community, how they talk about them. It's like, well, that movie's old, it's 15 years. And it's like, what? You know, there just seems to be so many critics and audiences, and listen, if you like the movie, you like the movie. Fair enough. But there just seems to be like a lot of critics and audiences that just seem so mesmerized by the idea of an exact copy of what came before in another medium. And I just personally don't get that mindset. I truly don't. It's just weird to me. And also I think this brings up, and this is something that has always bothered me, like, you have this mindset where people view animation as a lesser medium to tell stories. I'm like, I fucking think that's stupid. I think that's profoundly fucking stupid. Animation is a medium. Yes, it could be for children, it could be for adults, it could be for everyone, but it's a great medium to tell stories. And just because, well, now we're making live action, it's better. I really hate that. I've never liked that. And that seems to always be prevalent. It always seems to be there, you know? From the critic community and from audiences, and within this bubble that we're in when we talk about film in general and movies and what we like and dislike. But yeah, overall, Mason Thames, I think, is fine as Hiccup. I have to admit, Jay Baruchel did a better job. It's just like his voice, the fact that his voice is so unique, you know, and stands out among everyone else, you know, it makes him like the perfect anti-Viking, because he's not supposed to be a Viking. That's the point of the movie. But here, Mason Thames, he's just doing what, you know, he kind of feels like he's going through the motions. He's not bad, but there's nothing about his performance that's really standing out to me. It's fine. It's adequate. It's serviceable. You know, he's at his best when he's with Toothless. Sure, and Toothless is the star of the film. There's no doubt about that. And I could admire the animation, the work that put into him, but I'm just seeing this version of Toothless, which is essentially the same version I just saw, except it's kind of a little more realistic, maybe, because he's very cartoony. He's pretty much the same thing. But he's doing the exact same things. I'm just kind of bored. You know, I want him to do something maybe a little different. That would create a new scenario, a new little sequence, but they just don't at all. So yeah, I did not care for this movie. It concerns me that they already confirmed they're going to do the sequel. They're going to do the third one. DreamWorks is going to go through their entire catalog and go like, all right, well, here we go with a live action Shrek. You know, here we go with and we're going to get a live action Shark's Tale. We're going to do that one too. And I'm just not looking forward to that. I would have much preferred if instead they're like, hey, let's make a fourth How to Train Your Dragon movie. Why not? Do that. You know? And they seem to have already kind of done that with all these animated shows and spin-offs and specials where Hiccup and Astrid, you know, they're hitched now. She's popping out babies every other episode. Just do that. Follow the next generation. I think that could be cool, but, you know, they're not doing that. We get this. We get the soulless live-action version of How to Train Your Dragon. As you guys can tell, I did not like this movie. I was not fond of it. All right? I did not care for the Vince Vaughn masturbation editions. All right, but what about you guys? Did you guys like How to Train Your Dragon 2025? You know, were you more mixed on it? Or did you hate it, right? Were you a fan of the Vince Vaughn jerking sessions? Let me know. What about you, chat? What about you? What about you? I'm curious. What do you think about How to Train Your Dragon?
5 minutes later.
Yeah, where's our animated remakes of live action? Yeah, I know. We're going to get to a point where we are doing live action remakes of animated films, but then they're going to do animated remakes of the live action films that were made of of the original animated movies. It's going to be like a snake eating its tail. It's like, when's that going to happen, chat? When are we going to get the animated remake of the live action How to Train Your Dragon remake? I wouldn't be shocked that it happens one day. I think there's a good chance that might happen. Some people are just like, ooh, the shiny new thing. Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah. This being live action doesn't really make sense to me, even with some of the Disney remakes. I can sort of see the logic of what do these 2D characters look like in real life with DreamWorks dragons. Moon's already 3D animated. Yeah, I mean, so many dragons like look the same. It's the same. It's like, this is the same thing. So it's already realistic off the bat. Why does changing it to live action add? Yeah. Chris Ayers, a Shark Tale remake is going to be Cats times 100. Are they going to get Will Smith back? Are they going to get Will Smith and Martin Scorsese. Is Martin Scorsese are they gonna get Martin Scorsese in a pufferfish costume? I think they should. Okay. All right. That needs to happen. Oh. Space Cowboy, they got 100 minis. Toothless should have done this in the version. It would have won me over. What is this? Oh, yeah, the dance. Oh, yeah, I love that fucking dance. That Toothless dance. Hell yeah. Go Toothless. That is very funny. I do like that. Just bootleg it. Just watch the original film. It's the same one. It's the exact same. Except not as good. Because I'm not seeing this shit. I'm going to go see movies that someone had to come up with new shots and dialogue for. Yeah. You said masturbation a lot. This movie is masturbatory. Fun fact, Ashton was not in the books, and the author says the animated movie improved upon the books. Oh, that's really cool. I forgot they were based on books. I was like, oh. Yeah, when we watched the movie, you guys are bringing that up. So that's cool. Now, she's in the animated film, she's great. I like her in all the movies, and I like her and Hiccup's relationship and how it continues to evolve and how romantic they are. I think that's really sweet. Here in this movie, it's like none of that's on display at all until the script is like, oh, yeah, they gotta get together. But why? They hate each other. Shut up. Oh man, these remakes, they're just zero sugar soda, except the flavor of something even blander than aspartame. Oh, which was better, the Lilo and Stitch live action remake or this movie? Fuck it. I guess I would go with Lilo and Stitch. Personally, I like Stitch. I like Stitch more. I like the relationship with Lilo. They did change some things. I mean, some of the things they changed I didn't like at all. But then some of the new additions I thought were better. Like I like the grandma, what's her name? Tutu, what the fuck? Grandma Tutu, I thought she was fun, So I would go with Lilo and Stitch personally. Even though there's things about the movie. Like, listen, it's not like, it's like, oh, it's so much better. It's just, all the new things they added to this movie did not help the film. Which is weird that they call it, it's mostly a shot-for-shot remake. It's 75% a shot-for-shot remake, I would say. And the 25% is all this new stuff they did with the kids that just did not work at all. Yeah, I said the other day, this is basically the Lion King problem all over again, where it's a lesser shot-for-shot version, although slightly better execute with a couple of good performances and good cinematography and VFX, but overall it's still nothing more than a studio product. Yeah. How to Drain Your Dragon. How was Garfield? He's doing pretty good. Oh, I read it as Garfield. Sorry. How was Gerard Butler? He's just doing the same thing. He's doing the same thing. They changed some of his dialogue in the movie. He's just like, I fucking disown you. He goes like, whoa! You're no son of mine. It's like, whoa. Oh, man. I'm telling on you, Chris. What'd I do? Tell me what? Scotland's favorite son. The both Chris Sanders' remakes. Just go back and watch his movies. It's true. Lilo and Stitch was... he co-directed it. Let's just slightly better, but all these remakes can burn. Yeah, I'm not, it is what it is. Just curious what's painful. Yeah, I was just bored by it. I was mostly bored by this movie because I'm like, this is the same fucking thing. It's the same thing. It was masturbatory. Exactly. That's the word. That's the word for tonight, chat. Masturbatory. You think Snow White's going to make them slow down? No. Lilo and Stitch is a huge fucking hit. Lilo and Stitch is going to be $1 billion movie. I'm sure that they're probably going, this is what's going to happen. They're going to remake more recent films. They're going to remake the stuff from the Renaissance era and up. I don't think they're going to do a lot of the classic movies. If they do a classic film, it's going to be more, it'll be done for cheaper. So, no, I don't think they're going to stop. I think because they got Moana next, they got Tangled next, and so no, I don't think they're gonna do like any of the like classic ones, right? They'll do more of the stuff from the last 30 years. They'll do the again Renaissance era. They're gonna be very picky and choosy. Oh, 100%. They're definitely gonna do Pixar films. Yep. They're gonna do Pixar movies. I gotta think, like, which one will they do first? Like, Toy Story seems like the most obvious one. That one I think will probably happen. They'll do a live action Toy Story, which was they'll absolutely do a live action Incredibles. They'll do that. They'll do Monsters Inc. will be live action. They'll do that one. Those are my guesses. Finding Nemo? I don't know, man. I don't think you're gonna get Ellen back for that one. I think there's a very good shot they do Toy Story first. I think Toy Story, Monsters Inc., Incredibles. Those are the big ones. I think those are your first three, in my opinion. But we'll see. Oh, live action Wreck-It Ralph. I don't think they'd do that one. Where does it rank in the live action remake rankings? I have to remember all the ones I've seen. It's like the only ones that I personally really like. Jungle Book's the one that I'm like, this is really good. I think Jungle Book is as good as good as the original film. I like that movie. It brought a lot of what made the original animated film so great, but also did a lot of different things that made it so fresh, right? Especially like making King Louie like this giant Gigantopithecus, right? Like a giant ape was so cool. It's like, oh, this is really interesting ideas. Like they had a cool voice cast, you know. There was a lot of new stuff added to it that made it feel fresh, but they also managed to adhere to some of the things that made the original movie so good. It was a nice balance of everything. And then everything else, I don't really care. It's like after that, it's just like mediocre or wretched. Like to me, like the worst one is still Pinocchio. The Robert Zemeckis Pinocchio. That movie was fucking pure torture. Pure torture. If you want to watch me in pain, I do have an audio video commentary of me watching that film. That is on my Patreon. If you want to watch that, you have to pair it with the movie though, so be forewarned. But that is by far the worst one. I don't think anything else has been as bad as this. Bad as that movie. Live action remake of a Goofy movie. Oh man. Do you think they make him black? You think they make Goofy black? They'll do a live action Incredibles called Fantastic Four, right? Cars. Oh man. Yeah, Monsters Inc. is I think one they'll do. Live action Wall-E, which is especially useless since a lot of the movie books looks live action to begin with. True. Up might take a while. I can see them do Up. I can see them doing Up. Live action Ratatouille. Yeah. Pete's Dragon. Someone got some Pete's Dragon fan. Within 10 years, Owen Wilson will be strapped to the hood of the NASCAR like Tom Hardy in Fury Road. Ka-chow! Ka-chow! You texted me in the middle. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. Chris here is right. You texted me in the middle of the recording, and the text simply said, Chris Pine. That moment, and oh god, it was so horrible. What that was it Keegan-Michael Key? Was it also Jordan Peele? I know, like, oh god. Oh. There's also just a scene of Pinocchio just smelling some horse shit, just like literally. I'm not like exaggerating. I think I might be downplaying it. Him just going, oh, that's the stuff. It's so weird. Oh, Anthony Mackie mocapping for Max Goof. Yeah, who would be Goofy? Who would be Goofy? Oh, Anthony Mackie. He's too old now. He's too old. I would get a Michael B. Jordan as Goofy. do that. How about we do Danny Glover as Goofy and Donald Glover as Goofy as Max? I'd be like, fucking go. Let's get Sam. Listen, I'll tell you what. I think we're cooking with something, Chad. I think we're cooking with some good shit right here. Cooking with some olive oil. It's pretty nice. I smell something going. Let's get Samuel Jackson. I agree. Let's get Sam fucking Jackson as Goofy. Let's get Samuel Jackson as Goofy. And who's like a rising young black star? Who we gotta go with someone young. We gotta go with someone like fairly young. Who'd be a good choice? Oh damn. Get Sammy, get Preacher Boy. Get Preacher Boy from Sinners. In the role of a lifetime. That is what we Jonathan Majors can be Pete. he can be fucking Pete. Let's do that. Holy shit. Oh God. Who's the guy that voices Uncle Ruckus in the Boondocks? Get him to be Pete. Oh, Coleman Domingo as Goofy would be pretty cool. I'd be Max. That'd be wonderful. Whistle Tip, welcome back. Hope you're doing Gary Anthony Williams. Yeah, I want Gary Anthony Williams as Uncle Ruckus as Pete. Let's do that. That I would be 100% behind. It's like, let's fucking go. Let's see what this is gonna look like. I think that would be really amazing. Yeah. Then of course you'll get cameos by Bill Farmer as the original Goofy, right? And was it Jason Marsden as Max? He'll get them in there. Obviously. Brian Tyree Henry, that's pretty good. Get him as Pete. Neil Pianonga's Goofy's girlfriend, the live action should be. Oh yeah, that'd be good. Oh man, everyone from Atlanta, all the black people in Atlanta, you're all goofs. You could be all goofs. Oh. If they make a live action remake of a Goofy movie, Trump will invade Disney World. That will he will put a stop to it. He'll put a stop. That's why it needs to be made. That I'm Zendaya would be the girl. Zendaya would be the girl. She would be, wouldn't she? I would do that. Now as much as I am criticizing remakes, I would 100% be for that. No doubt about it. I'm putting this in the review, by the way. This is absolutely going in the review. 100%. This is gonna be in the goddamn. I might put this in the front. Honestly, I want a remake of a Goofy movie with black people. Thank you very much. Samuel Jackson is going to be Goofy. Let's go. Let's get Michael B. Jordan as Max Goof. Zendaya will be Roxanne. Okay. We'll get Brian Tyree Henry as Pete. Let's do it. All right. Disney's like, my God, it's brilliant. Like, it's just you running with the pen and it's just flames coming out of it. See, I'm not against remakes, Jeff. Casting 30 and 4-year-olds play teenagers. Hey, man, there's a long, rich tradition of doing that in film and television streaming. So we weren't the first. But we will be the first to make the live action remake of a Goofy movie with an all black cast. Lord. Eggplant Wizard. Let's do it, Eggplant Wizard. We could do it together. We can make this work. We'll start a petition. Those always end up going well. Oh, you get The Weeknd. Oh, Christ. Oh, no, we can get Tevin Campbell. He can come back. He's the one original cast member that gets to come back. Tevin, you get to come back. That's fine. I think we're all okay with that. He can absolutely come back. That would be good. That would make sense. Be like, oh, of course you're going to bring him back. If only Nia was there. Nia's been some good shit. Yeah, he's the Jared Butler, James Earl Jones. Yeah. Yes. Not the main character, but does play an essential role in the narrative. Does kind of kick the narrative off in a weird way. Revolves around them. Oh, okay. Well, on that, I think I'm just going to end the stream there. I don't know if we can get better than that. Oh, that was a good time. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, chat. Oh. Oh, all right. Well, let's go. Segue. That's a good. I love a segue. I love a tangent. That is something. That's something special. Nia Brownie's here. Nia Brownie, you missed. I don't know if you were here for it. Maybe you've been listening. But this looks nothing like Jack. It's not Jackbox. We were talking about doing a live action remake of a Goofy movie, except it's all black people. Majority black people. Samuel Jackson is Goofy. Michael B. Jordan is Max Goof. Zendaya as Roxanne. Brian Tyree Henry is Pete. We're putting it together. Something fucking special. Tevin Campbell can come back. He'll be Powerline. Nice sense out bitch in the forest. Hell yeah. Oh, man. We got to talk about Sinners, Nia. Speaking of Michael B. Jordan, you saw Sinners. You got to get on mic. We got to talk about that. Next Carton Fartin session. I want to hear your thoughts on it. Oh, man. Well, on that note. Oh, Christ. And then a young Wayne's brother, one of them, one of the up-and-coming ones could be PJ. We can do that. I'll put together the cast. Deadpool, you still haven't seen Sinners yet? Oh, my God, Deadpool, watch it. It's on digital. It's on the other sites, too. Check it out, man. Check it out. I want to hear your thoughts on it. Polly Short can come back. He'll be the one white guy. He'll be the one white person in the cast. We will allow Polly Shore to come back. Oh, Christ. Oh, man. Buddy, I saw the trailer for him in the theater. I'm like, oh, yeah. That's the I know what you're talking about. It's the football horror film. Does the fat kid ruin it? Oh, you mean oh God, what? I always forget his name. I know what you're talking about. Julian Dennison, Russell. He is part of my big issue of How to Train Your Dragon was one of my big issues. Many issues. He's one of the new elements that is not working very well, like the kids. They do a lot more with the kids. They're just fucking mean. They're really mean, and it doesn't really work. He's one of the problems, but it's part of a much larger problem. Marlon Wayne's booty butt ball. Hell yeah. Deadpool 2, kid. Exactly. All right, Chad, we got to move on. We got to move on to the next part. This is very fun. Did not expect that. That was hilarious. I love that. That's how I'm going to open the review of that. I'm going to do that. 100%. Nothing better than that.